Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl Liz the One. You know what I'm going to say. If you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. And I'm about to gossip like a diva. I'm about to review The Real Housewives of Potomac. This is what I've been waiting for. I've reviewed this story before it broke. And I'll put the link in the description box below so you can watch that video. Anyway, this episode, I'm naming it Bootygate or Badussygate or whatever you want to call it. I don't think Bravo did the title justice, so I don't even know what their title was. But I don't care, but I'm about to review this. Anyway, so it starts. Giselle meets up with Robin to pick out stuff for her new house. She bought a fixer-upper for a little over $900,000, and the house was supposed to be worth $1.2 million, but she got it for just a little over the $900,000 that she, the offer that she submitted. Now the house needs Jesus, so maybe she could ask or call her ex, Pastor Jamal Bryant, to pray for the house because it needs to go on the sick and shut-in list. Now I like fixer-uppers, and it'll be interesting to see what she does with the property. And she's picking up high-end stuff. And it just made me and Robin think about that shack that she was supposed to be flipping. That was supposed to be take $60,000 to just flip. But for some reason, it's taken a really long time and it's over budget. Now, Giselle said that she thinks that it could be fixed up in 6 months, but she's going to push for 4 because she's going to be on her contractor's butt. Now, I believe that this can happen because Robin, she's passive aggressive. So I think that people take advantage of her. But Giselle is a jerk. So I do believe that Giselle can get this together. Now, I don't think that Robin should be in any kind of business because Robin is not very good at business. I just think that Robin needs a checking and a savings, and she just needs to save money and just don't go above the FDIC insurance amount. Okay, when it hits that amount, open up another one. And then just keep saving your money. I don't think Robin is very good at business. I think she sucks at it. And I think that that's what's pissing Juan off. And that's probably why they broke up. Anyway, moving on. So they talk about Katie's hoedown. And Giselle tells her that she should apologize to Ashley. And Robin asks her, well, what am I apologizing for? And Giselle is a Teflon Don. Nothing sticks to her. Robin this time, however, is not backing down. And she lets her know that she brought it up. Okay? She brought it up. And, but Ashley is mad at her. But, but Robin is finally sticking to her guns. Giselle is in everybody's business. She always, she's always deflecting from her own issues. She can't even keep an ugly man. Sherman, Jamal, the ugly dude down in New Orleans. Giselle she's got her own stuff going on, but, she just starts, everybody else's drama to just deflect from her own. Anyway, I'm going to move on because I'm trying to get to Badussygate. Anyway, Giselle sees that Robin's not backing down, and she finally owns it and agrees to apologize to Ashley. So Candace is at Chris's restaurant, and she's so childish. I can tell that she was very spoiled, very young, which is probably why she acts like this. And in her confessionals before it went left, with her husband, she claims that Chris is the voice of reason. And she claims her mom diminishes her in the conversation. And then Chris tells her, the way you're diminishing me. And that's when it hits the fan. And she acts like a spoiled brat. She runs to her car. But, every conflict that she gets into, she starts screaming. You know what I'm saying? She just can't control herself. So she runs to her car, and he's trying to tell her, you have to talk to me and blah, 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 blah. And she basically tells him that, move or I'm going to move you. And, he's not a pushover, but she tells him, move or I'm going to move you. So she pushes him back from her car and she pulls off. But she did all that screaming, which was really unnecessary. So we're moving on. Trying to hurry up and get to Badussygate. Now that's what I want to talk about. So Ashley and Monique. Okay, so where the hell am I at? Shit, I'm trying to get to Badussygate. I'm losing my spot. Okay, so Ashley and Monique. I think that with this, because of everything that Ashley did to Monique, I think because Monique is very forgiving, this is probably why she's so blessed, because She forgave Ashley, even though Ashley was a jerk to her, like after she had that miscarriage. I don't know if y'all remember last season, she was claiming that Monique was a drunk, but she was going through something. She had just had a miscarriage. And so they talk about Robin and Ashley. She knows Giselle is an instigator. And Monique says, Robin ain't the brain, she's Pinky. And that's a reference to Pinky and the Brain for like people that are under 25. But Giselle, like I said, she's the Teflon Don. Nothing seems to stick, because for some weird reason, during that conversation, she seemed more mad at Robin than she did at Giselle, which is really weird. But fast forward. So they go to everybody's reactions on Bodyssigate. And, I told you I did a video on it already. So anyway, Ashley and Katie are in the store, and Katie's wig is really ugly. I just wanted to point that out. Her wig looks like it should be in the witness protection program. Well, it makes it look like she's a member of like the witness protection program, so she should never wear a wig again. But fast forward, I saw her hair, and her hair is pretty nice, so she should just keep to wearing her natural hair, or just have somebody help her with a better lace front, because that is a ugly ass wig. Okay. So Robin gets the alert on her phone. So does Karen, Candace, and Monique. They talk about it, and Monique says that it was at the rainbow party. Okay, so Pinky and the Brain, they talk about it. So Pinky and the Brain talk about it, and Giselle calls Ashley about Bootygate. Ashley tries to like downplay it as much as she can. Ashley irritates me. She's always in somebody's business, but she's sitting up here trying to downplay this or whatever. But because Ashley ain't got no damn money, and she's trying to ride Michael's pockets till the wheels fall off. Yeah, I see why she's holding on to him for dear life. But let's hurry up and get to Bodyssigate. Okay, so Ashley tries to downplay it, even though she's in everybody's business, but they keep showing, while they're doing it, they're showing like Katie's wig, her witness protection wig, and I can't effing stand it, and she tells Katie and her witness protection program wig that the timing of this is really suspect. Okay, so anyway, moving on. Monique's house is like really gorgeous. Now, Monique has real money. Her house overall is just beautiful, but that bedroom, honey, that bedroom is amazing. Now, Monique is a real friend. She tells Candace about herself, she was telling her, your husband couldn't even calm you down. It kind of seemed like you were, in so many words, she was basically telling her that she was throwing a tantrum. And she told her that, she threw a temper tantrum, and that's why the other women pretty much don't respect her in her own home, because if you noticed, they treat they treat Candace like a kid, because she acts like one. And I'm wondering if that's why her mom is irritated with her, why her mama still hitting her upside the head with purses and stuff. So, anyway, moving on. So, Candace, during this conversation, they talk, and she brings up that she doesn't want anybody talking about her mom. But Monique kind of checked her on that, too. You bring up your mom. If you don't want, anybody to have an opinion on it, you kind of got to keep it to yourself. But, she's so spoiled. She's like, well, I can talk about my mom. You just can't talk about my mom, pretty much. And, Monique said, if you bring it up, we didn't get that memo before, but, for me, if you tell me something, and you just talking amongst the group casually, and you keep bringing this up, I'm going to have an opinion on it at some point. So Candace just needs to kind of grow the F up. I'm not going to say the word, but she needs to grow the F up, So they're on Katie's farm, and Katie is talking to Robin, and she's giving her the tour without the witness protection wig. And this is what I was talking about. Her hair looks so much better. But in the car, Giselle was apologizing to Ashley, and she actually owned her part. But Ashley mysteriously still wholeheartedly blames Robin, so that the Teflon Don, she skates again. And so Monique and Karen were wondering what happened to the cameraman, the the Badussygate cameraman, the one that Michael grabbed. They were wondering, like, well, what happened to him? And they were pretty much talking about it. Like, it's got to be terrible that you have to go to your boss to complain about somebody, I might be, like, inverting people, but who cares? Somebody said it. Okay, so Ashley comes in, like ain't nothing happened. Like, hey, she's all cheerful and stuff like that. And then Robin apologized to her, pretty much, and Ashley accepts it. And it was fun. The games were, like, being played. But that's not going to last. That it's not going to last. And I'm about to tell you why. So Candace tries to apologize for her behavior at the event that she hosted. And the Teflon Don, the brain out of the dynamic duo Pinky and the Brain, and the pot-stirring instigator herself, Giselle Bryant, starts the mess off by telling her, you need to direct that apology to the end of the table that Ashley's on. And me and Karen was both looking like, Giselle, we see you. We see you. But Candace basically checks Giselle. Finally, somebody said something to her. Even though she found a way to wiggle out of this, she checked her and she says, I was told by you Ashley never wanted to talk to me again. So Ashley appreciates Candace wanting to talk to her separately, but claims, for like people, she can't say anything. She's basically pulling what Karen pulled last season, saying, she can't talk about it, or a few seasons back that she couldn't talk about it. And she's basically wanting them to wait till this plays out. Now, Robin calls it in the confessional, and I find it really weird how she doesn't call it to her face, but she calls it in the confessional that this is the woman who's always in everybody's business. She's very messy, but Bravo is with the mess. Bravo does flashbacks of basically Ashley being an instigator, and at some point during this dinner, Candace is like, she feels vindicated because the story came out about Michael, and like, how do you feel vindicated when this is really not your problem? I would love for Ashley to get drugged, like I really would, but the problem is I don't want to see karma bite you for this, because it always comes full circle. It just does. You see what's happening to Ashley now. For her dogging Monique about having a miscarriage, Ashley had a miscarriage. And now everything that's going on publicly with her husband after she did what she did to Karen's husband and what she tried to do to Karen, we just don't want this to happen to you. You're already going through enough with your mom. That's the point, God's got a way of knocking you on your rear end when you're being a little too messy. So Karen was basically trying to tell her to be positive, telling Ashley to be positive, and the Teflon Don interjects and she says, Karen, you were high-fiving Robin. And now naturally, Bravo, they so messy, they go do a flashback of Karen high-fiving Robin. And then Ashley chimes in and she tries to deflect, to talk to Karen crazy, like Karen, with your issues. But, before the grand dame, Karen, goes in on Ashley, she checks the Teflon, the brain Don, for bringing Ashley back into Candace's house when Karen told her to get out and leave, And then Robin checks Candace about Ashley. Candace gets loud, as usual. The brain chimes in to get Candace, riled up. And it works. Candace is screaming, and Monique chimes in to calm crazy Candace down because I don't know if I want to call her crazy Candace. I'm going to call her childlike Candace. Or, not crazy Candace is better. Crazy Candace is better because child Candace don't sound right, even though she's throwing a tantrum, like she's screaming. Like anytime somebody tries to hold a conversation with her, like it makes you look more guilty when you're screaming and everybody else is staying calm and they're just trying to hold a conversation with you. Just an FYI. So crazy, like Monique chimes in to calm crazy Candace down, and she starts arguing. And then the queen of chaos, Giselle, is just quiet. So the screaming continues between Monique and Candace. Then Katie's shady butt, okay? She gets up and she toasts, here's to fake bitches and ass grabbing. And she basically she basically got Ashley quiet. Like, Ashley gagged. Like, she was just so quiet. So Ashley calls Karen fake and they argue. She told Ashley, karma's a bitch, clinkety clink. The bar soap, you might want to help your husband. And Ashley was like, she was speechless after that. And that's what she gets. She was all in Karen's business last year. And that clinkety clink, that's what she said to Karen before. Y'all gonna stop messing with Karen, okay? Y'all gonna stop messing with Karen, okay? So Karen, you know, she might be a little older, but she quick on her damn feet, okay? So Karen, she comforts Candace. And Monique is getting into it with Candace. And like, Candace is like just screaming. And Monique told her, like, I will drag you pregnant and all. And I'm like, no, don't hurt the baby. But Monique, she goes over and she tries to apologize for threatening Candace. But Candace, crazy Candace ain't receiving it. And I just wanted to grab Candace's like firewood dry weave. Now her weave is pretty, but it just like, it's so dry. You know, it's just so dry, and I just wanted to grab it because she was irritating me. So towards the end of this, Ashley and Monique bond. Karen, she talks to Candace, and at the end of the episode, it ends with Candace finally realizing in a confessional that she's fighting with her mom, she's fighting with her husband, and she's fighting with her friend. So basically, I'm assuming that she realized that she was the common denominator. Now, this was a really good episode. I'm gonna keep reviewing it until, the final episode or through the reunion, blah, blah, blah. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to add a few more reviews to this. Well, maybe one more because, I work for a living and I got to go to work in a minute. But I work for a living, so I'm going to try to do at least a review on maybe 2 or 3 shows, and then I'll, update other stuff as I get it. Anyway, that was it. I done gossiped like a diva enough about this topic. Make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for clicking on Liz the One TV. I'm your girl, Liz the One. Peace out.